and find the living God. If you don't know where he is, we're the children of Israel. We'll show you. Your God will fall. Doesn't matter if you're a white person. Doesn't matter if you are an East Indian. Doesn't matter if you're an Ishmaelite. Guess what? I have nothing personally against you all. You're spiritually being led into a ditch. And eventually there's a consequence for aligning yourselves as social soldiers against the children of God. You will lose this war. So put down your idolatry.
That's our idol of Caesar Borgia, not Christ. Bible tells you idolatry is sin. And the Bible says to make no image, no statue of anything in heaven, below the earth, in the earth, and none of that. Crosses, this is not, it's not Christ, it is not attached, it's not in the Bible, it's sin. It has nothing to do with Christ or God in the Bible. It's sin. So, gotta wake up.
At times past of this ignorance, God winked at. But now,
Yep. You was ignorant before, but now you heard the truth. All time and chance come to all men, so in judgment, there's no excuse. There's no excuses. You better change when you see the truth. You better change. You better not ignore it. Like, oh, this guy doesn't know. Hey, bro, wake up. Christian pastors lie to you, bro. You gotta read the Bible yourself.
God commandeth all men everywhere to do what?
To repent.
To repent, to change your ways, your trajectory that's being aimed towards destroying all that's right. Right? So even if you're in a Christian church, okay. The Most High winked at that. Yes, he heard your prayers there because you were ignorant to the pagan gods that were erected during chattel slavery. The Romans came over here. The apologetic Jesuits came over here. And they set what? They set up a spiritual stronghold by financing churches to push idolatry in the spirit of idolatry in our neighborhoods. So our God knew that. So even in those churches, the Most High would hear our prayers and say, you know what? They don't know. But now it's no excuse. Because with knowing you're an Israelite or you're the people of the Bible comes what? An accountability to God's will. You can act like, and guess what? Just because you deny it and don't want to accept it doesn't mean you're not going to experience the judgment for not following it. Right? Let's get a little bit more, and I got to show a few things here.
Yes, sir.
Let's go to Acts 19 and 26. Acts 19, and let's start at 26, because why? That's right. Let's start at 21. The Gentiles, speaking of the Romans in particular, that's who the Europeans are. The white people are Edomites, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's who they are. They were known for what? Idolatry in the ancient pagan temples of Rome. Okay, it's nothing against what they're talking about. It's just a fact. Historically, the Romans worshiped in the temple, burning incense to fallen gods. And it continues till this day. Let's get Acts 21, 19 and 21. Let's read it.
Yes, sir. The book of Acts, chapter 19, verse number 21. After these things were ended, Paul purposed in the Spirit, when he had passed through Macedonia and Achaia, to go to Jerusalem, saying, after I have been there, I must also see Rome.
I must also see Rome. So Paul was traveling, right? Come on.
So he sent into Macedonia 2 of them that ministered unto him, Timotheus and Erastus. But he himself stayed in Asia for a season.
He stayed in where?
In Asia for a season.
He stayed in Asia for a season. So the disciples Christ and the disciples had interaction in the old world throughout the whole old world, including Asia, folks. And I'm saying this is because our people, even during crisis time, understood the danger and evil that came with the worships within these areas. Hence the reason Christ sent Paul to them. See? So when we were going out to these other areas, yes, we were going to Israelites in those areas, but you think we weren't teaching the Gentiles too? We were. Read.
23. In the same time, there arose no small stir about that way. For a certain man named Demetrius, a silversmith, which made silver shrines for Diana.
He made silver shrines for Diana, which is your modern day Mary.
Brought no small.
Which is Semiramis from Babylon. It's not the real Mary. Then there go your Wonder Woman too. And Superman, it is based off Lucifer, fallen angels. Based in Antarctica, fallen angels came down. They were trapped in the ice in the main cities. And there go your aliens too, because there is no aliens. They're fallen angels. Right? Then Diana, Semiramis, daughter of freaking Zeus and all that. Zeus is Satan. And by the way, Jesus means Zeus, and Zeus is Satan. That's not Christ's real name. So people gotta wake up.
Gain unto the craftsmen.
Come on.
25. When we called together with the workmen of like occupation and said, Sirs, ye know that by this craft we have our wealth.
Well, since I said that, let me tell you Christ's real name. His real name is Yeshua. That's Hebrew, because they're Hebrews, they're not Romans. Jesus is Greek for a savior. Yeshua. Alright, Yeshua. His real name.
He say, listen, man, y'all getting in the way of our money. Why? Because the pagans of Rome, the craftsmen were known for selling idols. That was their what? That was their hot ticket. Okay? They would make statues that people could actually utilize in service and obeisances to the gods. So Paul and them were messing up the game there. Y'all coming over here with this Israelite Christ stuff, and now no one is buying idols off the shelf. You're hurting the game. See? So it started to affect the economy. This is why they come against Israelites, because they understand us who follow the law, how it affects directly the economy. They don't say it. But now, if our people aren't eating pork and teaching others not to do so, pork bellies do what? They drop. See? If we're teaching, well, you're not supposed to be out clubbing on the Sabbath and doing all these on Friday night and Saturday night, and all of our people decide not to go partying until the sun go down until Saturday, look how much money they would lose on Friday night. TGIF, thank God it's Friday. It's our ignorance that drives the economy, folks. You have Christians who will go out and have a good time on Friday and then rest on Sunday, the first day of the week. But if we did it the other way around and rested on the Sabbath, we would directly affect the economies of the earth. So this is why they don't want us nowhere Israelites. And people can't claim, well, that was the Old Testament. Paul was a threat to idolatry and the sin of idolatry in the New Testament. After Christ's death. Huh? So when you follow the money, this is why they want us under ignorance. Because through ignorance, the economy runs off of our ignorance, folks. I'm going to go there in a moment. So it was affecting their money. Whom he called together, right? Let's go back.
Yes, sir. 25. When we called together with the workmen of like occupation and said, Sirs, ye know that by this craft we have our wealth.
You know this is how we make our money, Paul. Why are you coming over here with this come back to God Christ thing, upholding the law? Look at all these idols I made. It took me years to make these idols, and now nothing is selling. Idols is like Bud Light right now, back then. And then you can't, they're still on the shelves. Right? Come on.
26.
Huh? Yeah, you can't even give an idol away. So here it is. Paul was messing up the game. See, this is why they don't want the Israelites coming to the knowledge of the truth, because it would have a direct impact on benefiting us. And it would destroy the economy. The economy would be each other. So the nations know the next step in us knowing we Israelites is us supporting one another. They know this. And the merchants are threatened. This is why they open up the borders and say, listen, you better come over here now. Because all that money you are making off of these people, they're going to begin to support one another, and by default, under democracy, we're going to have to do what? We're going to have to actually bar you out and pay more attention to those who are controlling their own people. So if you want to be able to deal with this game of getting money off of these people, you got to come over here and help us leverage against them. Because they're not going to be buying your food, they're not going to be buying your clothes or nothing. They're going to destroy the connection you have with this economy. So you have to come over here and get right with these people. Bring your idols with you. So we're bringing real-time knowledge of the gospel of how it affected the earth politically, folks. This is why they instill the fear of idolatry in the people, because it keeps you in subjection. And guess what? It keeps the economy and the power structure going. It keeps the status quo in place. How many Christians have you heard teach this chapter concerning Paul? Every time they go into Paul not understanding him, they try to use him to claim the law is done away with. Well, he's using the law against idolatry right here. Read.
26. Moreover, ye see and hear that not alone at Ephesus, but almost throughout all Asia, this Paul hath persuaded and turned away much people, saying that they be no gods which are made with hands.
There be no gods which are made with hands. So it was affecting what? The craftsmen. Because everything Paul was saying, it was true, and it affected the economy directly in the cities he was going into. Every place he went, it was like, oh man, here he comes. Every time he comes, people turn to that true God and do what? Renounce idolatry. Okay, listen, man, make spoons. Make forks. Okay? All right? Do something else with your life. Right? Read the 27th verse.
27. So that not only this our craft is in danger.
Not only is our money in danger.
To be set at naught.
Read.
But also the temple, or that the temple of the great goddess Diana
the temple of the great goddess Diana
should be despised, and her magnificence should be destroyed, whom all Asia and the world worshipeth.
Who all the world in Asia worship. The church will be affected now. Because Diana is what? Was the Roman example of Semiramis, the virgin mother. So not only is this going to destroy the economy for the merchants who make idols, it will also destroy the money coming into the priests over churches. Check that out. This is Diana, which is Mary Semiramis, the Virgin Mother. The pagan temple that do what? That's right. It transfers the tradition of the government through the women to control communities. Easter, Christmas, all of that. Well, if you get the women in the temple, and through the temple, the traditions are conveyed. That's right. This is how you control the community. Through what? Through the women who are teaching the children and nurturing the families at home. Population control. Huh? Let's go.
Yes, sir. 27. So that not only this our craft is in danger to be set at naught, but also that the temple of the great goddess Diana should be despised, and her magnificence should be destroyed, whom all Asia and the world worshipeth.
Who all Asia and the world worshipeth. This is why they attack the Bible, folks.
It's Satan's world. Satan deceived the whole world. The Bible tells you. When Christ was fasting and Satan came up to him, showed him all nations if Christ will follow him. He controls all the governments, all the nations, all these religions, all religion holidays are Babylonian and satanic. Freaking 90% will fall. The whole world, right? It says the whole world worship Diana. That's the Ramesses from Babylon, a demon, a goddess or whatever, fallen angel, female fallen angel. 90%. The Bible tells you 90% will fall and 10% be the remnant, and that broad is the way to destruction, and then straight pathway to the kingdom, if you will find it. Broad means the majority, so you can't go with the world. The whole world accepts something, knows something. You can't go with it. And guess what? Everybody knows Christianity, the cross, C.J. Bourget as Jesus, and all this shit. Religions. It's all pagan. It's all lies. It's all deception. All right. Diana, the same Diana, Queen Mother of Heaven, Easter, Astara, Astra, Ramesses, Poseidon, or whatever the hell. Fake Mary. It's all the same shit, different name. Horus in freaking Egypt and shit like that. Same shit, same female fallen angel, different name. Satan, same with him. Same Satan, different names. Nimrod says Tammuz. Same thing with him. Same Nimrod, different names. That's in all religions. They just change their names. Different location, different culture, different language. Same shit though. It's all Babylonian. So people gotta wake up, man. And the Bible has nothing to do with no damn Christianity or Catholic. They don't teach you no Bible and no denomination of Christianity. They don't teach you no Christ, no Bible.
Under these Asian ideologies, it exposes the demons they worship. This is why they attack the Bible. Read.
28. And when they heard these sayings, they were full of wrath and cried out, saying, Great is Diana of the Ephesians. And the whole city was filled with confusion, and having caught Gaius and Aristarchus, men of Macedonia, Paul's companions in travel, they rushed with one accord into the theater. And when Paul would have entered in unto the people, the disciples suffered him not. And the certain of the chief of Asia,
certain of the chief of Asia, the hierarchy of Asia, folk, read,
which were his friends, sent unto him, desiring him that he would not adventure himself into the theater.
They say, listen, don't go in there. Read.
Some therefore cried one thing, and some another, for the assembly was confused. And the more part knew not wherefore they were come together.
He was actually affecting the society with this truth. See, and this is what being an Israelite under Christ does. It disturbs the status quo. Christian churches keep the status.
It disturbs Satan's kingdoms that he established over the world. Right? It's the Most High. It's Christ. Right? Because Christ said he's coming to bring a sword, divide, bro. There would be many offenses. There's the reason why they killed him, bro. There's the reason, so. Gotta wake up, man.
Quo going. See? When you break our people from that captive mind of idolatry, the fear of idolatry, it disturbs the system. And by doing so, it's ushering in a new...
And by the way, in case you didn't know, to remind you, the cross in Christianity, idolatry, sin. The fake Christ pictures and images and statues, sin. Because that's not even Christ anyway, it's C.J. Bourget. Right? And Christ, it's sin, bro. You don't make an image or a statue of Christ or God or no angels, no nothing. The Bible tells you not to do that. It's sin, bro. And there's a judgment for that. There's a judgment. You're cursed. Whoever makes it, whoever puts it up and makes it, cursed. The Bible tells you that. Ours is a question of life. Craftsmen, the work of the hands of the craftsman, there's no gods in that, bro. That's idolatry.
Era. A new era. A nation divided against itself cannot stand. That's what Christ said. See? So it's ushering in the next kingdom. So if our people knew any better altogether, because guess what? I know a lot of people go to Christian churches for socializing and other things. If our people knew any better in the community, if they really wanted to be saved through all of this, they would still do the same interaction with their own people on the Sabbath. Do everything they're doing and just move it to Saturday. Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. It would break everything. We can work out the rest of the ideology as we go. But the sign between God and his people are those who serve the Sabbath. The Most High through the Holy Spirit will bring the rest while you're on his day. See? Our people all together need to say, you know what? No more Easter, no more Christmas, no more Sunday worship. We don't have to leave the place and the people we're dealing with. We're going to do it on the day God said do it. And let's work out the rest. But the least we can do is count to 7. At the least. Let's start there. Some people think they got to change everything. No. Listen. Just do the first thing. God said what? He made the earth in 6 days and rested the 7th. Start there. Every pastor, every preacher, every teacher who believe in God and Christ and claim to be a servant of God would do that first. It would break everything, folks. I'm not saying don't go to church and come with us and all that. Listen, the Most High says he dwell not in temples made with hands. Serve the living God. Pastors have what? A responsibility. Say, you know what? Listen, let's keep this thing together. Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. We have Friday lessons anyway. And we're going to come in Saturday morning. We shut it down. We shut it down on Sunday. Sundays can be a regular work day. We'll turn our Monday work day to Sunday. Boom. Over. And by default, we all become one under God in Christ. Let's do what Paul did. Let's read it.
33.
Come on.
And they drew Alexander out of the multitude, the Jews putting him forward, and Alexander beckoned with the hand and would have made his defense unto the people.
Come on.
But when they knew that he was a Jew,
all
with one voice about the space of 2 hours cried out, Great is Diana of the Ephesians.
Great is Diana of Ephesians, which is Mary today. Read.
The fake Mary.
And when the town clerk had appeased the people, he said, Ye men of Ephesus, what man is there that knoweth not how that the city of the Ephesians is a worshiper of the image which fell down from Jupiter?
And the image which fell down from Jupiter. Folks, y'all know what this image is that fell down from Jupiter? The pieces of the Kaaba stone. It's the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire, in connection with Ishmael, erected the Kaaba. I got archaeological proof of that. You'll see that in the academy. The Kaaba is supposed to be this stone that fell down from heaven.
That's where you get Easter from.
It has nothing to do with the steps with Adam and all.
That's where we get that Easter shift from. And Easter, another name for Easter, that's one of the names of Semiramis from Babylon, Easter. Then you got a star. So, well, it's really a star, but in English it's like Easter. So, it's pagan satanic, man. And Jupiter is a fallen angel name. It's not a real planet.
Other crap they're lying about.
Planets don't exist. So, they lied about that.
It's the stone of Mecca. Read.
Yes, sir, 35. And when the town clerk had appeased the people, he said, Ye men of Ephesus.
A matter of fact, come on, hold on. I got a few more. Hold on. Let's go to now Before we go to Romans 1 and 23, hold that. There's a few things I want to show. If you may. Yes, sir.
The interesting point is that before, nothing's changed. For 2 hours straight, these guys were logically just screaming out.
Yeah?
For 2 hours.
For 2 hours straight.
The same today. You try to have a logical discussion and just, it's like trying to shut it off.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pass me the headphones if you may, real quick.
Yeah, you heard
Thank
that? That's what happens. You try to have a logical discussion, you can't even do it. People are too biased and too programmed through their false doctrine they learned in any religion or theologian school, Sunday school, whatever, Catholic school. It's all garbage. It's all lies.
Before we tie this all up, and I'm going to tie it up in a minute, I'm going to show you where it's going. Let's go with the broidered hair and all that, Timothy. All right. Fair use.
Hey guys, so in 1992, villagers in Cheyenne, Beikun, Longyu, China decided to pump water out of one of the 5 lakes nearby. It wasn't an ordinary pond. It was actually thought to be bottomless. And the villagers had to do this because they lacked water for their fields.
Check this out, folks.
So they bought a communal pump and put it to work. As it turned out, a huge surprise was waiting for them. So after 5 days of uninterrupted pumping, a rectangular entrance appeared into an ancient cave. Now, 12 days later, the pond was officially dried up. It turned out that there was an entire complex of handmade caves under the village that are not only astonishingly beautiful, but on the scale.
I need y'all to check this out, folks. These are caverns of the gods and Nephilim, whom the elite of China would go in under secret rites and rituals to worship. Folks, they have these all over the earth. All over the earth. They have this also in Area 51.
That's an idol, by the way. Those are idols to
The
fallen
worship
angels.
of the Nephilim and gods who actually give.
To fallen angels or gods, as people will say. As in, some people call them aliens. And their children are Nephilim giants, right? And people call them aliens too. So people gotta wake up. They're actually, it's just fallen angels and demons at this point, because giants, they died, most of them, and they became demons. The Bible tells you that their spirits became demons on the earth, giants. And giants' fathers are fallen angels, and the fallen angels' children are giants. So almost had to flood the earth, because those things were huge. Those things were unimaginably tall. So earth had to be flooded, bro. All these inordinate skulls, cyclopses, that's all hermaphrodites and shit. That's all Nephilim, bro. They're crazy, monstrous abominations by the fallen angels sinning with man.
What? The power elite, the insight on how to construct, build, and to control cities, and that's including its people.
Scale never before seen in underground construction. So they first just drained one cave. The cave's area turned out to be about 2,000 square meters, 21,527
Layers
square
of the
feet,
gods.
and it was about 30 meters, or 98 feet deep. After that, they decided to start draining all the other caves, thinking that they were going to find a whole bunch of surprises inside. So in total, the underground grottos were spread throughout the village. And they made up a group of 24 artificial caves made out of sandstone and were made over 200 years ago. Now, they were never registered in any history.
Folks, y'all think this is something. Wait till you get in this archaeology history academy. I'm telling you. It's all coming into full view to why they had us deal with idols and all that. Because sooner or later, right now it's the immigrants. Soon they'll be ushering out the gods they've been serving behind closed doors, folks.
And that's how they control people. If you have these idols, they pray and do satanic sacrifices, killing people and children and all that to these damn demons and fallen angels. then they use their witchcraft to control the people with the freaking idols. So you got these Christmas tree, cross, Buddha, whatever the fuck it is. They're controlling you by doing these crazy rituals and shit. That's a whole nother level that people don't have a clue of. These witches and warlocks be controlling people. That's why you can bring facts, logic, history, and be reading out the Bible, and people are still like, they still just, it doesn't matter. Because they're controlled. Doesn't matter how many facts you bring, bro. They still won't change. They still won't repent. They'll still be pagans following fake Christ and all this stuff. And Jewish people, which are Romans, synagogue of Satan. And the government and shit. So, people would be
They
controlled.
call it aliens, but they're not aliens at all. It's ancient gods. They're here. That's all I can say right now.
Historical documents, and all the walls and ceilings of the caves were decorated with carvings supposedly made with a chisel. I mean, we can only guess how much time and energy was spent to dig these caves using primitive tools. Since the total area of the caves is over 30,000 square meters, that's 322,000 plus square feet. And get this, experts estimate that during excavation, over 1 million cubic meters, that's 35,314,000 cubic feet of rock.
Folks, look how small the people are compared to the ceilings in these buildings. It's all coming to light, folks, concerning the gods who've been hiding themselves under layers.
Go read Ezekiel 8. When the Most High is bringing Ezekiel into all these underground caverns, and he was like, Most High was like, look at these abominations. Look at what they do. All your politicians in the high government, top 1%, they be worshiping all these demons and fallen angels down there. Moloch sacrificing children, doing all kinds of crazy shit down there, bro. And you with your idol, your cross, your Buddha statue and shit being controlled by them. In these damn religions.
14,000 cubic feet of rock was removed. That is an unbelievable amount of rock. So
Idols.
the caves also have drains.
When you see some shit like that, that's idols. Graven images to gods. And yes, people call them aliens or whatever. They're not aliens. They're fallen angels.
and stone stairs and pools, and they're all made according to one design.
Fair use.
The dome of each cave is supported by columns, and they expand from the entrance, and have 3 vertical walls and one.
It came to my mind, but these people are not. They're not in a religion. They're not Islam. They believe in the Christ, in the real Christ in the Bible. They believe in the Bible. They're not Christians. They're not Catholic or nothing. By the way.
Wall at a 45-degree angle. The cave system is called Cyanohide Stone Chambers and was made into a tourist attraction. Lighting was installed to highlight the cave's beauty. 5 caves are currently open to tourists. Their walls are decorated with various images of people and animals. Some are very symbolic, like
Look at that
horses
dragon.
and fish and birds that symbolize land, water, and air. Concerts are
That's a whole nother thing. Dragons and shit. Like, if you see anything to do with a dragon, that's Satan. That's demons. That's fallen angels, because that's what it is.
also held.
That goes into, I forgot what verse that was. I think it was Jeremiah. He went into the temple. They had, like, all these animals, dragons, and all the creepers. They had all these animals, like, they're carved on the wall and shit. Same thing. And that was an abomination and sin as well. So, it's sin. All this shit's sin down here, bro.
See, what they're not showing is the clouds from whence the devil came down. Here's the clouds, and
Yeah, they'll try to make you think dragons existed. Like, anything to do with that dragon, that's Satan, dude. Like, it's crazy.
under that is the dragon.
Lighting was
I'll be
installed to
catching
highlight the cave's beauty. 5 caves are currently open to tourists. Their walls are decorated with various images.
They'll have you think dragons is like some type of dinosaur that's like rare or some shit. Or that's why I used to watch, and they used to say like, Satan, bro. Ain't no creature.
The clouds. And as you can see in the midst of that, what? A hole or portal. And there's another book I have on this. Out of the clouds and portal came the dragon.
People and animals. Some are very symbolic, like horses and fish and birds that symbolize land, water, and air.
Ah.
Yep.
See?
There you go. There you go. Your avatar, your bending elements and nature and shit. That's all fallen angel stuff. That's paganism. Because angels control like the weather and nature and shit. So when people like nature, pray to, pray to nature or wherever it is, the wording, it's paganism, right? Same thing with the sun and the moon. That's paganism too, because those are angels as well. So be careful. You gotta follow the Most High in Christ, bro. Nothing else. The real Most High in Christ in the Bible, by the way, not in religions or Christianity or Catholic.
You see how they try to gloss over this, folks? But if you're looking, you'll understand that these are what? That's right. These are the tracks of the gods. I'll be going into this in the academy. Now, here it is. This have nothing to do with these people.
Think about Greek mythology and Norse mythology. When you have all these gods for like all the nature and water and shit, it's basically that. So, it's fallen angels.
These people are pagans.
Yep, it's paganism.
They don't follow the Bible, but the Bible narrative is actually on the walls here about the serpent, the devil who deceived the world, who came.
And people don't even know what paganism is. Paganism is when you follow the creature over the creator. You're following basically everything but the creator, but God, pretty much.
Came down. 1/3 of the angels. Revelations 12.
That's a whole nother thing people don't think about. Satan took a third of heaven with him down to earth. Like, it's funny, man. The world is being ran by fallen angels, bro. You think these fallen angels are just doing nothing? These things are immortals, bro. They're celestials, bro. They're deceiving the world right now and destroying the world. That's what they're doing. Controlling all these governments and shit. That's what they're doing, bro. They're evil. Bible tells you multiple times.
Concerts are also held in the Longview Caves because they have fantastic acoustics. Nevertheless, there are still a lot of questions, like how are the caves preserved so long? Why?
Well, we're not going to go into why they preserve. I'm going to save that for another time. But there's more I want to talk about. There's more I would like to talk about. The caverns, where are they now? We're going to talk about that later. In the academy, we're going to go into that. These secret layers where the elites would come and worship gods for technology, right?
Yep.
And through that, put the nations in fear. East India, Shiva, which is transgender. Male, female. At the same time, they're pushing what? Transgenderism in the United States, as if that's an issue amongst us. Folks, it's deeper. This is way deeper. Because this transgenderism is really not an issue we're dealing with as a country or as people. Why do they keep pushing this and pushing this and pushing this? If not, that's right, folks. They're greasing the skids for something else. The gods who are in these caverns, male and female. Yeah. Speaking of that,
that shit goes into Avatar as well. When you see all the Avatar shit, that's nothing but witchcraft and fallen angels and shit, bro. That's all that shit is.
Showed weeks ago, I showed weeks ago about in 1894, a few months ago, that there was these people in East India with demons in them, worshiping Shiva and others, who were called thuggy or thugs. They were called thugs or thuggy. This is where thugs come from. Well, the thugs were known for what? Well, they were known for protecting the temple. Let me go down here. They was known for protecting the temple of Kali, East India, the mother goddess. They would steal, kill, and do anything for the goddess, Kali. They're worshiping Kali, the goddess. This is where we get the culture of thugs in our society. It's an East Indian ideology where the men become thugs and will die, go to jail, kill, steal, and destroy, and be dumb for women. So they took this ideology, that's right, this pagan worship of idolatry, and created this culture within the art of music to turn our men into thug-y idols, walking demons, who sacrifice for Kali. They used Tupac, allegedly, as the martyr or sacrifice that would, that's right, usher in these satanic nut jobs down here by the name of Thuggy. Let me go back. By the name of Thuggy. And when you look up Kali,
There go your damn Allah right there, by the way. In Ceramicus. There go your fake Mary, your goddamn, what's the other ones? Allah, which Allah Palat, your fake Mary, your damn, what is it, ISIS? It's the same shit. They just repackage, they rename, they rename Ceramicus from Babylon, then they change the look through idolatry agreement images. This is how that demon really be looking like, bruh. You know?
I'm showing you why the East Indian...
In different religions, they'll just change the name and look, essentially. They're giving you the same demon in all these damn religions.
are here, allegedly, because they're bringing over the gods and goddesses, but they had to first prep our neighborhood to receive the demonic gods and goddesses that destroyed, that's right.
Like, nobody will accept this if they've seen it. Nobody's gonna accept that. That's why they repackage it. They rename it. They give you these godly looking images and shit. They rename it, repackage it to you, so you can accept it. It's more acceptable. This isn't acceptable. People won't accept that because it's obviously satanic. That's why Satan deceives the whole world. It'd be no marvel, because even Satan himself comes as an angel of light in his ministers. Alright? So, people are deceived, bro. They're following that. What they do is they change the picture, they change the name to somebody we know, like Mary or Christ in the Bible. Then bow. You all of a sudden you worshiping that. All they did was change the name and change the picture they gave you. Still following that. You still have the same rituals, same ceremonies, same holidays. And it's none of that's just in the Bible. They teach it in Christianity. So, you following that, bro?
That destroyed
all religions.
The uncomely societies within East India. The subclass were destroyed in India by thugs. So that ideology were ancient demons and spirits that they would bring over into our culture, where the culture vultures, Rick Rubin and others, would initiate rituals to now push this culture in our community as a norm. And as you can see, Kelly with the hair has what? Has the head of the men that worshiped and fought and killed for her around her neck. If only they can teach the idolatry of the East Indian thugs to blacks, who were known as what? Prestigious, highly political, intelligent. Where they had a culture, we had a culture of music that moved us towards what? Family, love, staying together, unity, before hip hop introduced the thug culture. It was an Edomite, East Indian, which are Hamites, conspiracy to destroy our communities before overrunning them. A divide and conquer ideology. Fair use. Fair use.
Hello and welcome to Witness, the best documentaries from around the world. Stories told from a personal perspective.
Fair
I'm Frida
use.
Fahmy.
Perhaps you won't be surprised to hear that globalization means that women all over the world now aspire to much the same set of beauty standards.
Globalization. Globalization, listen to this word, New World Order, globalization. Let's do it again.
Hello and welcome to
Fair
Witness,
use.
the best documentaries from around the world. Stories told from a personal perspective. I'm Frida Fahmy.
Perhaps you won't be surprised to hear that globalization means that women all over the world now aspire to much the same set of beauty standards. Things like the long, luxuriant hair that many women wear in the form of hair extensions. But have you ever thought about where all that perfect hair comes from? Filmmakers Raffaele Brunetti and Marco Leopardi wanted to find out, and their revealing film answers this question by telling the story of two women in India and a man in Rome who between them reflect the realities behind the demands of today's modern beauty standards. Hair India.
Fair use. Fair use. All the bad energy, listen, listen. This is from the horse's mouth. All the bad energy will be in the hair. Now, why am I going into this? See, this is directly connected, believe it or not, folks, to biblical scenarios, where at a point of fasting, it would be where you would shave your hair. And during the fast, cleanse yourself of all that bad energy as new growth comes in, ushering in a new, good, righteous beginning. Times of mourning and fasting, guess what? People would shave off their hair. That's in the Old Testament. But in India, folks, they're not just cutting off any hair and sending it over here. They're sending over the hair with the people of bad energy. All the bad energy is in the hair, and you wonder why our communities have gone mad. This is why the Most High says, abstain from idolatry. I'm going to prove it.
In order to pay for his wedding to the goddess Padmavati, Vishnu had to take out a huge debt with Kubera, the treasurer of the gods.
The treasurer of the gods. The treasurer of the gods. Listen to that, folks. The people that are coming over to our country, the Asians and East Indians, know what's going on with the hair. Here's the history of it. No one is getting to the spiritual, the real spiritual understanding to why our community has gone mad. The East Indians know.
To pay for his wedding to the goddess Padmavati, Vishnu had to take out a huge debt with Kubera, the treasurer of the gods.
Now we're looking at Satanists here, folks, straight Satanists, pagans. idolaters.
Kubera demanded a very high interest rate and decided that the debt would be extinguished over thousands of years.
Fair use.
Down
Fair
the
use.
centuries, generations of devotees have continued to pay off the debt with money and jewels. Many have no hesitation in giving the only thing they possess.
Here it is. All the bad energy will be in the hair. So who thinks they're sending the good energy to our people? Now, with the hair comes an alter ego, where one takes
A demon.
the spirit of a goddess because they'll get the recognition and validation of the goddess, Kali. So her expectations become different. She expects the gifts of the woman she have made in the mirror. And any other man outside of the goddess who doesn't meet the goddess expectations would be deemed settling. But if she was to deal with who she is in the mirror the way she is, guess what? She would understand that the man that she thinks she's settling for is really the man for her. Fair use. Check it out. Keep your head still. Have you told your teachers you'll be off school from tomorrow? I'll tell them we are going to the Chicago temple. All the bad energy in the hair. Look, Gita, would you like to offer your hair? Gita, would you like to offer your hair? No, I don't want to. What? Why? How many times will I have my hair cut? Now check out their hair. She'll cut it off over and over again, and it'll grow right back even longer. And the girl is tired. How long would I have to offer up my hair to the gods? And automatically, they know exactly where this market is. It's not just blacks. It's not just black people, folks. Kardashian was used. Kim Kardashian was used as the new diva or goddess to push the image. Beyonce, others. It's not just black people here. But our sisters are affected more so disproportionately based on their texture. It's our women who are driving the market, who have built the supply and demand, and everyone is targeting the places where our people are. Judah, Benjamin, Levi. You can comb it when it grows again. Your hair will look beautiful again. Fair use. When will the villagers see you shave your shaved head? Fair use. Now let me make it clear. I want to say this before we see this. There's a few more scriptures after this, and then I want to make this clear to people. Let me say this before I go through these scriptures and just go through the end of this real quick, right? I understand that a lot of our sisters are suffering with things because they weren't taught this information coming up, and was just trying to deal with the standard of beauty that comes with the competition amongst women. I understand that. I sympathize with it, and I'm sorry that mothers didn't do a better job in actually saying, you know what, dear, you don't need this. Okay? And a lot of girls were doing what other people were doing, and by doing so, got caught up. Understandably so. But I spoke to a hairdresser, a sister who's a hairdresser, over a year ago. And the topic of hair came up, and she said, well, here's the issue. She has a beautician shop in New Jersey, and stated, here's the reality of the matter, that I'm needed as much as a doctor today. And I said, what do you mean by that? She says, 80% of the women, black women, who come into my shop is bald. If not bald, close to it. And I
Crazy.
said, I'm like, is that bad? She says, yeah, it's bad. She says, not just the elder women, but the younger women. And they're doing it through necessity. So I was curious, and I said, well, I grew up where women had their hair and it was long as children and all that. And this thing wasn't like it is today. She's like, yeah, but you didn't grow up in an era where there's glue, all these other things. The parents don't take care of the hair like it used to. Women don't have the time to deal with the hair like they did back then, where they was predominantly at home. So circumstance make it where it really is no time. People just trying to make money. If it means throwing something over their hair and not taking care of their hair, it leads to baldness. And I wanted to invite her on the show because the answer is not to point to those who are suffering through this. And I feel and pray for those who are going through that. How do we break the curse? That's the answer now. The answer is we can't change what happened through our decisions. But why hand down the curse to our daughters? Why can't we suffer and show the ugly side of this so that our daughters won't suffer this? And I know even the Bible said baldness is a shame for women, and I can understand why. I can understand why the Bible say this, because hair is a woman's beauty. We understand how important hair is. But have we made ourselves into an idol to a degree, and I'm going to go there, that we're willing to have our daughters suffer what we are hiding? And if not so, will the curse ever break? Will the curse ever break unless the women say, you know what, I'm willing to show my shame, I'm willing to be who I am, so that my daughters can have a teaching moment to not deal with what I've gone through. And I believe at that time, I know it's not going to happen, but if it was to happen, our society would be level set, because the expectations will be what? Based on what we really look like. Fair use. They go to gods and goddesses. So keep in mind, the spirit of Thug and Kaylee comes from demons of bad energy within these Asian cultures. Folks, these are the original Babylonians we're looking at here, who are targeting indirectly, knowingly or unknowingly, our people. Fair use. Or unknowingly, our people. Folks, these are the original Babylonians. Keep in mind.
Look at that.
They go to gods and gods.
Look at that.
So keep in mind, folks, these are the original Babylonians we're looking at here, who are targeting indirectly, knowingly or unknowingly, our people. Fair use. Look at this. And you know what's a shame about this, brothers and sisters, we're looking at? They know the destructive nature that comes with this, where it divides men and women, especially in our community. But when they come over to take our places, it be their men and women married together. See? While they have instilled the spirit of Kaylee and Thug in which we can fight one another, spiritual warfare. Think about it now. They're coming in with the replacements, and guess what? Where they're coming from, family is imperative. So you're talking about a disadvantage. All the Asian people coming into our community where we're divided, and they're coming in already married. It's only a matter of time before we cease to exist. This is spiritual warfare on the highest level.
Yep.
All over the world, my friends, all over the world. Listen, I've seen your new price list. Okay, we just have to make some calculations because, of course, the prices are...
Oh, yeah. It wouldn't be... Listen. Listen, it wouldn't be legit if Esau wasn't over it.
Yep.
This wouldn't be legit if the Roman guy, the Roman, wasn't the cat pulling the strings.
Yep.
The strands. No
All right.
pun intended.
Romans.
Very high.
The Romans.
Yeah, no, this is understood. I mean, the quality is undisputable. I mean, we were really, really happy with the quality, so that goes without saying.
Look at this guy. Fair use. They tripping. Fair use. Fair use. It's a shame. They even getting pops involved. Need a little gray piece? There it is. Babies, everything. All the bad energy will be in the hair. This is what the East Indians know. Your ego, thank you, Elder. Can you react that? Yeah. Folks, they know this. And what's the answer? Well, if I don't get this, men are going to look at other people. I hear it over and over again, and men are saying, no, no. We would actually be together, marriages would stay together, if this image and this spirit of needing attention wasn't there. But women, it's hard for them to break it because what? There's an echo chamber of them talking to one another, not realizing the spirit of idolatry with women. Men don't understand the spirit of idolatry through thugging. We think being a bad boy and having a bad image and being a scammer and all these other things that came from them is really the image to be accepted within our society, not realizing the Babylonians sold us this image to destroy us. So this is what Esau's plan was. Not Esau, but Satan from the beginning. Let's not make it a physical idol. Suppose we put the spirit of that was in the statue to be worshipped in the real life creation of God, man and woman, and let them push the idolatry. Let's read it. Romans 1 and 23. Paul knew this. The disciples knew this. So soon as we began to break down the evil of these idols, even after Christ, the devil, Satanists, and the elite say, you know what? We have to switch this up. Because they know idolatry is Satanism. We have to teach the ideology of idolatry where people, God's people, would take it on to push the wickedness on the earth. Bible. Oh yeah. Let's go to Romans 1 and let's read 23.
Yes, sir. The book of Romans chapter 1 verse 23.
Yes.
And change the glory of the uncorruptible God into the image made like the corruptible man.
So they changed the glory of the uncorruptible God. Read.
Into an image made like to corruptible man.
Like unto corruptible man. Thugs. Thuggy. This was socially engineered and taught all the way through, understood since the late 1800s. The spirit of thuggy destroyed communities. It happened in India. So the psychologists and others mimic what destroyed villages in India and begin to promote it within our music to destroy our community right after the crack epidemic. Knowing that the lion would roar and stand in truth out of these communities. They knew the Israelites would wake up, so they already had a play to have us self-destruct. Where the women would eventually put on the beauty, but through time, the beauty would destroy their image, where they would be dependent on makeup and putting things on. It would make them dependent on it. They knew it. And through it, insecurity. Not feeling good about yourself because what other people see you know doesn't exist. And by doing so, with the men being thugs and the women insecure, how could they come together to fight this evil at the door? This is what happens when we turn ourselves into idols. And on top of that, they came with Instagram, came with all these things. Now, well, it's about looking at yourself at all times and taking pictures so that we can make an idol of ourselves. And then you have to live to uphold that image. Every day, it's about seeing how many people idolizes you. Let's read it.
Yes, sir. Romans 1:23. And change the glory of the uncorruptible God into an image made like to corruptible man, and to birds, and four-footed beasts, and creeping things.
And creeping things. Notice these are the same things that the Most High spoke against in Exodus 20th chapter. Making other gods and images of things that's in the air, under the sea, and all these things. They were able to accomplish it by having people take on these spirits spiritually. Where it's not about making the idol, the people have become the idol. Read.
24. Wherefore God also gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts.
To the lust of their own hearts.
To dishonor their own bodies between themselves.
To dishonor their own bodies between themselves. We're in the midst of so-called Pride Month. He gave them up to a vile affection, lust, where people will begin to deal with same sex. It all came in strategically. The drugs, the hair, the thug, all of these things, because by us actually accepting it, we accepted the spirit of what? A hermaphrodite as well as androgyny. With Thuggy and Kaylee came these cross-gender spirits, where men started acting out more feminine, even though they were straight, and women started acting out more masculine, even though they were straight. You see why they don't like this Bible, folks? It breaks it all the way down. Where if a man is being a regular man in this normal society, a man is rude and misogynist and have toxic masculinity just for being the man God made from the beginning.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's how weak men have become. A woman is...
And we ain't talking about no, I don't know what example. We ain't talking about no Andrew Tate or nothing like that. It's simple. The man's the head, the man's over the woman, and the man makes the man makes the decision. You know what I'm saying? It's not hard. You shouldn't be women pastors and nothing like that. It's not hard. The Bible says to give honor to the weaker vessel, bro. See, there's a program, and there's a satanic program and a lie going on. Like when you see women, when you see men like over women, they exaggerate it. It gets to the point to where it's not honoring the weaker vessel. It's disrespecting somebody now. You're just trashing people. Like that's what society will want you to think that is. Like it's still the way society shows it. It's not the way the Bible wants you to do it, bro. Like the Bible doesn't tell you to treat women like trash. It's just the man's the head. That's all there is to it. Like it's not hard. So society, you can't go with society. Society is a program and a law. They'll demonize the Bible as much as they can. So
now a pick-me and all these others, if she's walking in the spirit the Most High made her as agreeable and submissive to a man. Where now it's modifiers. I can be a good woman if he does this. I can turn on and be feminine if he does this. So if you...
But society will have you think that man over the woman is like the man's like abusing hitting the woman or some shit. I don't even know. Like they exaggerate it so hard. Like it's nothing like that, bro. It's just order. That's all it really is. There's no trashing disrespecting, looking less than. It's none of that, bro. That's what society will have you think. You know? It's a program.
You can turn it on to be feminine. Okay. What are you now? What are you admitting?
Style and substance in the GMC Sierra. Or get a total value of over $8,000 on the Sierra.
So, put down your idolatry. At times past,
Of course.
you know what? No more East.
So that.
See, not yet.
Keep in mind, the spirit of Thug and Kaylee. They go to gods and goddesses. Asian people wasn't.
Part 1.
Let's read it. Romans 1 and 23.
2 years ago.
Paul knew this, the disciples knew this. So soon as we began to break down the evil of these idols, even after Christ, the devil, Satanists, and the elite say, you know what, we have to switch this up. Because they
Oh, I see it. And
Romans 1, and let's read 23.
Yes, sir. The book of Romans, chapter 1, verse 23.
Yes.
And changed the glory of the uncorruptible God and to the image made like to corruptible man.
So they changed the glory of the uncorruptible God. Read.
And to an image made like to corruptible man.
Like unto corruptible man. Thugs. Thuggy. This was socially engineered and taught all the way. The Bible. Is it hard to understand?
When it comes to reading the Bible, the first thing that comes to mind is the fact that this is the Word of God.
The seals have been broken, and the we're resonating and getting through. Okay, in and out, part 2, idol of fear. Yeah, you know what the enemy does when we're resonating and getting through? When we're getting through to the people? You know what the devil does, but it's okay. Why? Because what we're doing here is groundbreaking, giving people the insight to understand how to detach ourselves from the spirit of idolatry. This was a spiritual attack our people didn't see coming. We didn't see it coming. When men began to take on the spirit of thuggy, and when you go into the spirit of thuggy, like I mentioned, brothers and sisters, the spirit of thuggy is from the thug. A lot of you don't understand this through hip-hop. Hip-hop, the Satanist who's over the record companies, who's over the industry, did a designated effort to get our people under the mindset of the demon thug. Knowing its destructive behavior, which destroyed communities in India. And then they started doing the hair thing. And when they began to do the hair thing, started making our sisters feel insecure with their hair compared to every other person, they gave our women the spirit of Caleb, where women would be predatorizing and destroying and taking from man. When she put all of this on, one man isn't good enough. See all these men? All of these men were working to make sure they upseat Caleb. Folks, this is where your Instagram comes from. Look, he liked it, he liked it, he liked it, he liked it, he liked it. All of the heads of men liked Caleb. And look, and so did he. I want y'all to check this out.
That's the God in your religion.
So it goes back to what Paul broke down. Let's read it.
That's the book of Romans chapter 1, verse number 23.
Come on, Romans 1, verse 23, read it.
And change the glory of the uncorruptible God into an image made like to corruptible man.
Made like unto corruptible man.
And to birds.
Birds.
And four-footed beasts.
Four-footed beasts.
And creeping things.
And creeping things, read.
Wherefore God also gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts.
Read.
To dishonor their bodies between themselves.
To dishonor their bodies between themselves. It first started off with the drugs, and then it came in with the hair. And at the same time, thug life began to get promoted. 80s, 90s, into the 2000s. And then men started acting more effeminate, and women started taking on a masculine posture. This is how you destroy a nation. 25.
Who changed the truth of God into a lie.
They changed the truth of God into a lie.
And worshiped and served the creature more than the creator.
Where now people would become the idols. Where you'll be paying more homage and respect to a man or a woman than God.
Exactly.
Satan had a plan to turn regular people who God created into idols to be used as weapons to destroy. Read.
Who changed the truth of God into a lie and worshipped and served the creature more than the creator.
And now,
also, that goes into fallen angels and Nephilim, aliens and shit. Because aliens don't exist. They're fallen angels and Nephilim. People worship those things too. That's the same thing. People, American Idols and shit, whatever. Then paganism through religions and holidays and shit. Right? So.
People are serving other people as idols, blessing them.
Hell, even Christ. You're not supposed to worship Christ, but worship the Most High. The Creator, the Father of Christ. The Most High made Christ, bro. He's not supposed to celebrate. His birthday's not even in the Bible. You're not supposed to follow Mary or him at all. You're supposed to worship. You're not supposed to worship Mary or Christ at all. You're supposed to worship the Father in heaven. Alright? Exodus 3:13-14. His name is Ahia Ashar. That's Hebrew. Ancient Venetian, the Hebrew, right? Gods are Hebrews, they're Hebrews. And that's in English, I am that I am. He gave it to Moses. All generations, all memorials forever. That's his name. The Father, the Creator, and all that. Then his Son, the first begotten Father in heaven and all that. The three witnesses in heaven, his Son, right? When we get to the other one, there's three witnesses in heaven. 3. 1, 2, 3. Right? You can count. People can count, right? 3 witnesses in heaven. 1, 2, 3, bro. No Holy Trinity. Godhead. His Son, Christ, the Savior, right? The Savior in Hebrew, not in freaking Greek, because Greek is Jesus, and the letter J didn't even exist back then, so his name couldn't have been Jesus. And plus, Greeks were the Romans. The Romans destroyed Jerusalem, hate Christ, killed the disciples. Christ wasn't a Roman, he was a Hebrew, right? 12 tribes of Israel from Jacob are Hebrews. It's Yeshaya. Yeshaya means Savior in Hebrew. So you got the Most High, Christ Yeshaya, his Son. Then the Mother will walk, Holy Spirit, she's wisdom and all that. Comforter and all that. That's shit. That's the Godhead. That's the three witnesses in heaven. Heavenly family. As it is on earth, as it is in heaven, right? Father, mother, child. That's in the Bible. Read the Bible, bro. Stop following the pagan, satanic Christian doctrine, Catholic, any denomination of Christianity. That's Babylonian and Roman. Virgin birth is a lie. Free grace is a lie. Christ being Jesus, complete lie. Crosses and idols, graven images being attached to the Bible and Christ, complete lies. That's all sin. No holidays are attached to the Bible. Hey, better wake up. You have to follow all the commandments. You have to. You literally have to. You have to get baptized. Better wake up.
And given this,
And Jewish people are Romans from Esau. They're not the people. Christ said himself, salvation is of the Jews. To the Jews first, then the Gentiles. Right? The real Israelites are right here. Black people. Not Africans, not Hamites. Because Abraham was from Shem, the Middle East. We ran into Africa during Roman persecution in 70 AD. And that's how Deuteronomy 26 slave ships in America to be sold to men because we broke the laws. We sinned, so the Most High punished us and sent us on slave ships and shit. So we're not African or Ham just because we're black, alright? We're Israelites, we're Hebrews, right? That's the reality. So, better wake up. And it's not just black people, white people are Romans. So we're dealing with everybody else almost. Not the Asians are Japheth. Indians are Japheth or whatever. I give you some. Black people, America, Judah, Benjamin is Jamaicans, Haitians, so that's Dominicans, Levi's, and you got Mexicans being Issachar, Naphtali being Hawaiians and shit, Gad being Native American Indians, Cubans, Venezuelans, on and on, right? Filipinos, goddamn, some people in Australia and shit. Some people in South America. Those are Israelites.
more credit than God. Every person in this society who have taken on the Thug and Kaylee spirit are Read.
Who changed the truth of God into a lie and worshiped and served the creature more than the creator.
And now people are serving other people as idols, blessing them and giving them more credit than God. Every person in this society who have taken on the Thug and Kaylee spirit are actually the idols the East Indians worships. The ancient demons. And you wonder why our community is destroyed. And when they come over with their products, they're coming over with family to replace you. While man and woman is fighting one another, guess what? They're coming over, even poor. So it's not about what they make, because they understand eventually they're taking your place. For this cause,
God gave them up to vile affections, for even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature.
Even the women have changed the natural use against that which is against nature. They set a system where women would be operating against their own nature, seeking to be equal with men, challenging men. A society where people are crazed out of their mind through promotions with these corporations, making people think a woman can do anything a man could do. What woman in their right mind would want to do what a man is doing? That's against nature. And when you get old past your prime years, you'll realize Satan tricked you. That the attention that a woman gets is finite. Your earlier years is when you are to get the highest man you can have, not challenging men in the workforce. Only to realize you missed the better part of your life with family, children, not struggling on your own. They trick women into wanting and desiring to be men. It's against your nature. This is why so many women now are popping what? Antidepressants to cope.
It's true.
In regret, looking back at their life.
Hold on, that's true. A friend of mine personally dealt with that, and hey, she's no longer with us, bro. Tried to help her, didn't listen. Popping antidepressants and shit. Father ain't doing nothing. Gone. Like, I'm telling you, and you already know what antidepressants is. It's depressing. It's suppressing the demon in you. You need that demon casted out. These drugs, especially the mental ones, it suppresses the demon in you. Like that's very bad. That makes you crazy. That makes you wanna it kills people, bro. All right, these damn drugs, pharmaceuticals and shit. It's witchcraft. It's sorcery. So can't be doing that, man. And by the way, these diseases, these sicknesses, all demons. That shit is not natural at all. That's straight demons. Go look at Noah off the ark and shit. When Ham or whoever opened up the dam, because the pre-flood, they wrote down everything before the flood happened, all the enchantments and shit. So when somebody came across it, it opened up hell back up, right? Noah and their sons were getting possessed by demons and shit. They got herbs cure all things, and healed the sick. The demons went away. The demons cast it out. Killed the demons with herbs and shit. Because all those sicknesses and diseases and stuff like that, demons, right? So, because essentially it's healing the sick. Like, it's not like Noah cast away the demons. He was healing the sick. Most High gave him the herbs and stuff to heal the sick, and the demons went away and all that. So, yeah.
Saying my parents lied to me. Everyone told me to do this, and now look at my life. All these people told me to do these things are nowhere around while I'm suffering with the choices, listening to them. And then men dealing in the thug life, the natural use of and this talking about that, a woman changing their natural postures, but then also to a degree where there's no men, where women will begin to turn to other women for the sake of financial survival and become lesbians. Here's the cold, hard reality of self-idolatry that they're not talking about. Because here's the reality, and I want the sisters to understand this in particular, because I was in the corporate world. I worked in the corporate world. When a new girl come in there all fresh and all, inspirational and all that, and she's very new, all that attention in the corporate world goes to the new girls that comes in, until they age out, and then guess what? The next batch is actually looked at as that new girl in the corporate office. And they trick our women into thinking that attention and all of that goes on for an eternity, where they can make that high-scale money amongst the corporations, when really it's a corporate world who just wants a new, fresh girl around them walking around the office. Not to say she isn't qualified, but there's a ceiling to that based on age, and women know it. And when you're past that prime, where you're not that new girl anymore, eventually you're priced out of the market, and they move in another young girl and the means to make that same money in your 20s dries up immediately. And at the end of that, you're looking around saying, where are the men? That's a trick by Satan. And guess what? What I'm saying isn't just how men view it. Sisters know what we're saying is true also. It's not absolute all the time, because there's some women who can work on their own merit and do what they need to do to survive and do a great job at it. So I'm not saying all. But in particular, sisters know what I'm talking about here. I worked in the corporate offices. And there's a reason why there's always a new batch of young girls coming in. And when they come in, they believe they're going to be able to operate in the corporate world like that for 20, 30 years. That's not a reality. She's only there for what? She's only there for the freshness and the inspiration and the drive that happens in her 20s. That's what the corporations take full advantage of. A woman can't do this like a man. A man doesn't really start growing into his own until 30s, 40s, 50s. A man can do it well past 20, 30s, 40s, 50s. A woman can't do it like that. She wasn't made to do it like that. Women were supposed to be taken care of. And that's what Satan, that's the trick Satan put out there. When women get older and start to break down and sicknesses start to kick in, and now she still got to get up, bad back and everything after having children and go out in the workforce. That's wrong because she was tricked into that during that idolatry period of her 20s. She was tricked. That's what the Bible says. For this cause God gave them up to vile affections. For even the woman did change the natural use into which is against nature. Read.
27. And likewise also the men.
And likewise also the men. Where men would begin to believe they should be taken care of by women. That's the spirit we allow these Asians. These Asians came over, folks, with the most ancient vile demons concentrated in our communities to destroy our family values, our morality, our respect and love for one another we once had. They brought in demons in our community, not just food. Now the men became weak. And likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, where men will begin to not value women like they used to. And then why? Because and then we live in a system where women are celebrated for devaluing themselves. And it becomes circular. I'm going into this when we have the singles roundtable in the academy. Because we're suffering the curse. And likewise also the men leaving the natural use of their woman, read.
Burned in their lusts one toward another.
To the point where men will begin to turn to other men now. Read.
Men with men, working that which is unseemly.
Because it wasn't meant to be according to God from the beginning. To the heavens, it's weird. Like that don't go there. Okay? There's a reason why men and women were made to connect for life. So to the heavens, they're looking at it, and not to the heavens, to earth too. I'm checking out like, listen, may the Most High bless and heal those who think this way. But there's no way I'd be walking down the street or going to a beach somewhere and say, oh man, check out his shoulders. Just the thought is weird to me. It's unseemly. Men with men working that which is unseemly, folks. And I'm going to tell you, this comes back to thugging. It comes back to the thugs. Because with thugs, and you know Esau's always in the middle, discovering this evil. This is one guy who did the research on the thugs over there in the Middle East. I mean, over there in India. The thugs were known for good for nothing, working off women with their pants down. And these are the group of thugs from 1894. The whole concept is an ancient Babylonian ideology that comes through idolatry of Babylon, the idolatry of Babylon. So then they started teaching this crap to our people through music, and now it says men working. Look at these guys, these vagrants. This is where you get the baggy pants from. And eventually the baggy pants would sag down under their behinds. Under their behinds. Look what's going on here. It's like a jailhouse opportunity. On the wrong side of right, on the wrong side of good. What is this guy doing in the middle? What, he give him a massage, one on the feet? Here's the spirit they use to break our people, the fuzzy. Man on man psyche. Look at this poor soul down here being held down. Jailhouse activity. Look at these vagrants. And this guy discovered that a long time ago. Then you go back here, and now they're going to sacrifice and give all their Jews they still scamming to Kelly. And at the end of the day, Kelly going to lie on them and call the cops on them. And eventually do what? Have the heads of the men who took care of her. So the spirit of thugs also is in the Bible. When men start to look at other men, let's read it.
It says, and likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, burn in their lusts one toward another, men with men working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves that recompense of their error, which was meat.
Which was meat. So now, guess what? You're receiving the recompense for your error. Speaking of the men, jail, death, losing the community, all of that. So this is why it doesn't even make any sense when you look at these guys and say, yo, those pants don't fit you. They'll have little pants that it can only go up to their thigh. Can't walk with their underwear showing. Let me tell you folks, that's not good for men to believe it's okay to be around another guy with their butt out. It's in scripture. Men don't even know why they're doing it. They think it's just fashion. Well, who's running the fashion industry, folks? Who's running the fashion industries? It's in the Bible, folks. We've taken on the spirit of idolatry. When they say they're thugs and all that, they actually have one of those ancient demons from Babylon in their members. And by the time they figured out that they're possessed, it's too late. They're aged out, their prime is gone, and they've wasted time to make legacy that would have made legacy. So women aren't the only one who wastes time challenging and dealing and competing with men. Men waste time. Let's go to the end.
Yes, sir. Verse number 28.
28, come on.
And even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge.
And because they don't want to retain God in their knowledge.
God gave them over to a reprobate mind.
A reprobate mind.
To do those things which are not convenient. Being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, whisperers,
always talking and this is the housewives and all these others, hip-hop, these things where they're fighting one another. Satan's masterpiece. Hip-hop New York, hip-hop this, hip-hop that. Simple as the day is old. While losing our communities. And guess what? When they come over, even when the Indian tribes come over and our people come over from other countries, they're family ready. So there's no way our community can oppose family coming in on one accord. It's a losing cause. They're coming in with the man in position and a woman on his program. There's no way our people can compete with this. And now what the brothers are doing, the brothers are saying, well, okay, we're going to get on board with the women who are coming over and going out and getting these other women. And guess what? When that begins to happen, it's going to be all out, knockdown, drag out, a survival. It's going to be a survivor show. Backbiters.
It says, haters of God,
Haters of God.
despiteful,
Despiteful.
proud,
Proud.
boasters, inventors of evil things,
Read.
disobedient to parents,
Disobedient to parents. That's what they're doing in the schools, programming children not to listen to parents. Read.
without understanding, covenant breakers,
Read.
without natural affection, implacable,
Implacable.
unmerciful,
Unmerciful.
who knowing the truth of God, that they which commit such things are worthy of death,
And those who commit such things are worthy of what?
of death,
Of death.
not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them.
Not only do the same, but celebrate others who are anti-God, anti-Christ, anti-family. This is what happens when one make an idol for themselves, of themselves. Okay? Eventually, that's right, the judgment of idolatry, like it was in the Old Testament, is death. This is why the Most High said in Timothy, what? Let's go to Timothy.
1 Timothy
And
chapter
the reason why, and people ask, well, why do the Bible usually, it seems like it's extra hard on women. It's not extra hard on women. The reality is, women have some of the strongest influences, family. They transfer the culture and the tradition of a nation. While men are out at war, doing what men are supposed to do to keep the family and protect the family, it's entrusted in the woman to instill the values, culture, and tradition into the next generation. They are the first teachers for the young men and young women. This is why the Bible is so keen on the woman being upright. You understand? And operate without shame. Men are held to a separate standard. There's a double standard in the Bible, and it comes with a man and the curse that comes with him, and the woman and the curse that came with her. Read on.
1 Timothy 2:9.
Read.
In like manner also that women adorn themselves in modest apparel.
And this is why the Bible stated that what?
That women adorn themselves in modest apparel.
Be mindful in modest apparel. Now, why did the Most High put this out there? Chapter and verse?
1 Timothy 2:9.
Why did the Most High put this out there for women more so than men? Well, here's the reality of the matter. I'm going to go into it more in the academy. And women know this to be so. Men aren't being approached every day coming outside by a woman, by women who are seeking to lay down with them. Okay? Men, that's another double standard. Men aren't coming outside every day with women just, hey, trying to just hold them and grab them. Can I see you move? And then when you go to the gas station, men coming. Women know that they are what? That's right, folks. Women know that they have certain proposals, let me use that word, on a daily basis, just walking outside, 10 to 20 a day, depending on what they have on. Now tell me that's not true. So you wonder why the Most High tell a woman to wear modest apparel and not focus on the men, because there's no advances on men walking down the street all day being propositioned by a woman that day. A woman can have 10 to 20 people, depending on where she is and where she works, coming up to her, and she know exactly what he's coming up to her for. Men don't know what that looks like. And this is why.
And that's a whole nother thing. Sinful pagan world. The women want to complain when you know what they want. I mean, turn them down, man. It's not rocket science. So, hey, that's the world. That's how you get demons. That's how fornication, you know. Supposed to be with one person, bro. Not multiple.
How the Most High put the restrictions on them because their proposition for intimacy on a regular basis, strictly having to do nothing but come outside. So this is why the restrictions was put on women, because women give access, that's right, to relations to have children. Women have the power to give access or to refuse access. This is why the restrictions are harder on women, because that's a powerful thing to have at such a young age. And if it's used wrong, the whole society crumbles.
Yep.
See? And women know this. They have the power. At a young age, walking around with what most men want.
Not gonna lie, man. That's obviously a spirit, but like, bro, they be looking crazy. Then they want to say, then women want to say, oh, men are this, men are that. They just want this. They just, like, why are you wearing all that shit then? I don't get it. And some of them do this with boyfriends too, which is just insane. I don't know why a boyfriend would let their wife go outside looking like that, but you know. Or if they're like teenagers, why would a dad, if they have one, will let them do that? Because you know how mothers are. Even a mother shouldn't allow that, but you know. Women, right? But yeah. Tell you one thing. Most women out there, you're supposed to have one man, by the way. Most women out there, they look any type of decent, they already lost that shit in like junior high, high school. That shit been gone, bro. It's crazy work. And the Bible tells you when a woman get with a man, she takes part of that man's soul with her, because it's DNA and shit like that. That's why you can't drink blood, because you take part of the soul of whatever your blood you're drinking and shit. Blood, DNA, that's sperm and shit. So it's like, that's how you get fucking bipolar and shit, because they had too much freaking intercourse with men and shit, bro. Part of their minds are inside of her mind. That's why she can't make decisions and shit. That's why the man has to make decisions and all that stuff. So, and plus she's emotional and stuff, but you know. People don't know that, but yeah.
And don't understand the power of it, how to utilize what the Most High blessed her with righteously to have the proper outcome. The power of a woman's body is chastity. That's the power of it. Chastity. Self-discipline, to understand that what you have is precious, made by God. Wasn't meant for any man. It was meant for one man.
And that brings heartache anyway. It's like, there's so many evil, pagan, sinful examples. Like, all these huge, like, it's crazy. These huge influencers, sinners, pagans, right? Like, if you look at Soul Illuminati, it's like, that dude, he just messes around with all kinds of women, talking about, oh, I probably have a bunch of baby mamas, blah, blah. He doesn't even care. They have some kid somewhere. He's not, he fatherless. He doesn't even care. They're pagans. They're sinners, dude. So women gotta wake up to this shit, bro. Because they won't pull out and they gone. And now you have a kid now. It's like, Well, men gotta stop doing that bullshit, and women gotta start accepting that garbage, right? So,
Precious like a jewel. See? Read that part.
Yes, sir. 1 Timothy 2:9. And like manner also that women adorn themselves in modest apparel.
And this is why, because the power of women to walk around and get attention. Men don't understand what that looks like. Even the best of men don't know what that looks like. And this is when women aren't even trying sometimes to look their best. They're still advancing on a regular basis, especially in the primes of your lives. What are you going to do with all that power? Are you going to make yourself into an idol? Or are you going to humble yourself and gain the reward of God? To not have the regret that many women in this earth have a regret with saying, I wish I would have done what was right in my teens and my 20s with what the Most High gave me. He gave me a nice, beautiful face, a nice, beautiful body, and all I had to do was take care of it under God for the man who deserves it. Huh? Read on.
With shamefacedness.
With shamefacedness. That means not seeking for likes and attention all the time. Because understand, the more clicks one gets, especially with a woman, the Bible tell you about the woman's emotions. It become a dopamine. I'm going to be talking about this. It becomes something she needs on a regular basis to be validated. And Satan knew this when the internet was introduced. Read.
And sobriety.
And what's the danger of that, folks? The danger of this is you can't settle with anyone because you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket with all these opportunities out there that you think exist. So it leads good women into wasting time. They can't settle with an option because they're getting so many likes and validations from people who they deem is better than a better choice than the person in front of them. And it makes it hard for women to settle down with so many people that they think are options. So the Bible says, be shamefaced. Don't seek to be looked upon by other men like others. Don't fall into the spirit of idolatry. Read.
Not with broidered hair, or gold, or pearls, or costly array.
So should a woman get dressed and look the part and always look good? Of course. So the Bible is not saying that you cannot have nice things. But non-like pastimes, the outward aesthetics have become the image of women today, where they put all of it on the outside without building on the inside. So what actually personifies them is what they put on, and how much makeup they can put on, how much hair, drawn on eyebrows, where all of the women look the same. There's no unique thing anymore where a man can say, this woman looks different than this woman. They've all made themselves into the same idol, believing it gives all of them the same opportunity. And we're going to go into that. But a man don't want that. And women get confused, especially in the world. They get confused with what a man will sleep with in the world and what a man will marry according to God. This confuses women. They think sexual attention is validation, when really none of these men are going to take care of you. This is why the Bible is so important. Don't seek false validation. The same like that the man would give you online or whatever, he just clicked on someone else and gave them a like. A woman should seek validation from God only and the one man who she'll marry.
Exactly.
That should be good enough.
Exactly.
And it's time for our sisters, if they're online and others, to get out of the game. Find a man who will love you under God. Get out of the game, because the game will play you until you're aged out. And you'll wonder, where did all my options go? Read that last piece.
Yes, sir. In like manner also that women adorn themselves in modest apparel.
Come on.
With shamefacedness.
With shamefacedness.
And sobriety.
And sobriety.
Not with broidered hair.
It ain't about how you look in the hair and all that, because men been saying it for years. Men been saying, we don't need that. We don't like what things have become since all that been introduced in our society. Now, we didn't understand the demons and the spirits that came with it at first, but men were saying, we've always loved our women outside of that. And this is what women of God, is going to have to begin to teach and tell our young girls before this next generation suffers what our generation suffered. And I say women in particular, because women are the first teachers of children. Men kick in later as protectors and guide the children to legacy. But the initial idea of this world is taught through women. Come on.
Not with broidered hair or gold or pearls or costly array, but with which becometh women, professing godliness.
Come on.
With good works.
With good works. With good works. And guess what, folks? We were all tricked. We were all deceived. None of us are perfect. None of us are perfect. Yeah, they got one over on us. Yeah. But we're not to live in regret. The Most High has given us an opportunity to get right, to change the next generation so that they don't suffer the curse we have suffered. And if it means some of our shame is showed so that we can let our children know not to come down this path, so be it. That's our sacrifice. You'd rather sacrifice that, the hair and everything else, than to keep on taking on the sacrifice that comes from India. You don't know what that is? Look at part 1, the end of part 1 of this video. With that, I'm going to say shalom. As you all know again, there is a new Hebrew. Let's show, brothers and sisters, let's show the enemy that this truth will not be denied by your support. The Bible, that's historytimes.org. Practices. Cracked and battered by 2020 earthquake, faces of future rubble. It will be torn to stone. We know who you are now, sending out your children as elders into our community. Doing really reconnaissance. Doing reconnaissance on our people who truly once stood as a Christian community. Okay? But that's over too. And the idolatry is connected to that, and I'm going to talk about it. Yeah, the Most High sent an earthquake, and soon that will be rubble. Okay? Now, lately we've been hearing China, everything China. Well, the Bible says what? That after the Most High has dealt with Babylon, China's next, Asia's next. And here's the prophetic sign before the world. Buddha on fire. Now, I would have used an audio Disco Inferno through this, but of course, I don't want to deal with any, music copyright strikes or whatever, but fair use. Burn, baby, burn. Buddha. A fire consumed a giant Buddha in major temple. Look at that. According to local media reports, this statue was built in 1998 and a replica of an original which dated back to 425 AD. Burn.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today.
Nah, it's all right. Here it is right here.
Yeah, that's a satanic demon. So, Bible tells you the idols of the Gentiles will be taken down, and on Christ's return.
Now, some people might ask, well, what's the big deal? It's just a statue.
It's Bible prophecies. It's not just
But
a
is it?
statue. Not just a statue. It's a damn portal vortex to demons, and it's worshiping fallen angels and.
Elder Lawyer.
Yes, sir.
I need you to go
sin
real
too.
quick
It's sin too.
to where
Sin.
it tells us that it goes into that we're the portion of the Almighty. Deuteronomy 32. That God is our portion. I need y'all to check this out, folks. I need you to check this out. You may think it's just a statue. Let's see. Let's go to Deuteronomy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 8.
Okay, let me put it up for them. Deuteronomy 32, verse 8. Read it.
Yes, sir. When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance.
When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, which is the division of lands. Right? The division of lands. Read.
When he separated the sons of Adam.
Now, when were the sons of Adam separated? They were separated once after the flood. Shem got their geography and land. Ham, and so did Japheth. Japheth received Asia, Europe, that's right, China, Japan, all of that, and Asia Minor, which was Europe, once belonged to the Asians. So there was one divide when Noah divided the land between his three sons. And then there was another divide at the Tower of Babel that split the earth into 70 nations. It would bring it to 70 with Jacob and Esau. But eventually it would split to 70 nations, right? Now, when the Most High divided the nations in their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, once after the flood and another at the Tower of Babel, read.
He set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel.
He set the bounds of the people
70.
according to the number of the children of Israel.
70.
Now that might be confusing to some of you. What do you mean
Egypt.
set the bounds according?
The 70 that went into Egypt or out of Egypt, something like that. Israelites.
To the number of the children of Israel. When Noah divided the nations, they weren't Israelites. There was no such nation as Israel at the Tower of Babel when it was split. What does it mean according to the number? Well, we're reading from one of the 5 books of Moses. So what is Moses telling us here? Well, when the Israelites came into Egypt, there was a number of 70.
Yep.
Right? Jacob and 70 souls went into Egypt. So he's using a number during his time that all could relate to. Concerning what? The division of nations. When the Most High divided the nations in their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to that number 70. Right? But there's a higher understanding of this in the Septuagint. Let's read in the Septuagint, an older version of the Old Testament, which was translated out of Greek. It tells us here. Will the lawyer read it?
Yes, sir. When the Most High divided the nations, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the nations according to the number of the angels of God.
This is even more in depth. He set the bounds of the nations according to the number of the angels of God. What angels of God? Well, the book of Jasher tells us that 70 angels came down to split the tongues. Where does idolatry come in at, brothers and sisters? Well, the Gentile nations, that's
where you get paganism from, because the nation started worshiping those damn angels that came down to split the tongues, split the languages up. And by the way, they had that one religion from Babylon, Satan's religion. 70 people, 70 different languages split up. They all went their separate ways with that same religion from Babylon. So that's how you get all your religion nowadays today. It's all Babylon. Right? They all have the same shit. Virgin birth and all that garbage. Sunday worship, virgin birth. It's all Babylon. All these holidays. It's all Babylon.
Brothers and sisters. Instead of honoring and representing
it's just obviously their languages are different. They all went to their own land. That means their own cultures and their own ways of doing things. It's all renamed because of the new language. So people think it's different. Satan is the god of confusion. And Satan has many names. So people think it's different because of different name, culture, the way they're doing it. It's Babylonian. They were split. Babylon. People were, that's why I call it Babylon. The tongues were split. Right? So, people don't know this. It's all the same. The Most High split them up. So they can, because the whole nation, the whole world was trying to build a Tower of Babel to fight the Most High. Most of the world. In Babylon. Mind controlled by Satan and shit. And Nimrod and Semiramis.
God, who divided the Tower of Babel and destroyed the Tower of Babel, the nations began to turn these fallen angels into idols to be worshipped. See? Now you're getting the what? The origin of idolatry. Right? The angels came down, was sent by God to do what? Stop the evil on the earth. And you would think the nations would have served the God who sent the angels. Well, no.
Yep, they're
the
pagans.
Nations began to make idols after the angels who came down, disrespecting the God of Israel. Idolatry is disrespect. That's one level of it, right?
But Bible tells you it's the works of the hands of the craftsman. That an idol is no God. It's just the works of man's hands. That's what Paul was saying when he was traveling. There is no God inside of the work of the man's hands. So all these damn idols, Kaaba stone, cross, the fixes of Bourget, as Christ and all this shit, Buddha, there's nothing there. It's just idols. It's just wood. It's just stone. Right? It's sin. Graven images too. And you got demons. The spiritual world communicates with symbols and shit. So when you got these fucking symbols, graven images, and stone up in your house or wherever the hell, you got demons just all over the place. Because that's how they communicate, bro. They don't talk. They don't do none of that. They see. They see. There's so many of them. They're just passing by. But then when they see an ancient demon, them or fucking their fathers and shit, they'll stop. So get rid of those fucking idols.
Let's go back to Deuteronomy. So you might think these little idols you have in your...
Yep, there you go. Then another reason why they stop is because they can probably get a new body, a new host. Get you demon possessed, bro.
How?
If you're righteous, they can't get in, bro. You're protected through the laws and commandments and following Christ. So, you know.
That's one level of it, right? But let's go back to Deuteronomy. So you might think these little idols you have in your house or around are innocent, not realizing the spirits behind them. These are vessels for demon possession. And I'm going to go there in a moment.
Exactly.
Because spirits, jinns, lie dormant in what? In earth, water springs, rock. So idols were utilized so that spirits could do what? Have temporal places in people's homes until sin arises, and then in that...
Yep, exactly. Sin arises and you get opened up. You get high emotions. High emotions open you up. Motherfuckers be meditating and all, do chakra opening chakras and shit. Demons are just, oh yeah, you fucking up. You fucked up. I'm coming right up in there. Yoga stances, yoga poses, spirit go right up in you. That's what happens. People better wake up, bro. I'm telling you. You better wake up, man. People get high, they get drunk, demons fly right up in there. Drunk, blackout drunk, and you did like 1,000 things. You come to, you don't know what happened. You doing all kinds of crazy shit, saying all kinds of crazy shit. You don't remember doing any of it, saying any of it. People are recording you doing all of it. That's a demon running amok. You passed out unconscious and the demon took over because you drunk. That's why the Bible tells you to stay sober-minded.
They can now grab a person. Idols, that's right.
Bro, there's so many, these crimes and cops and police, they be booking these people, murder somebody. He drunk, and all of a sudden, he drunk, he done murder somebody. They don't even know why. They don't know. I blacked out. Had ass. That's a demon, bro.
Folks, idols were housing spirits. Priests would pray over these idols so that they could have a place, so these demons could have a place. And then a person will go, that's right, he'll go to the knick-knack shop or go to one of these ridiculous African festivals and go grab something, not realizing a priest opened a doorway. So in agreement for these spirits, fallen angels, jinns, and demons, the priests get gifts to be able to see and do certain things, but in return, he give, that's right, the dark world and the spirits from them hosts. People that they could utilize, play with, or even destroy. So you will go to a Doom Day, like in Philadelphia, a festival. Go to these African festivals, and you go grab this idol that you think is cute, okay? You think it's nice, and you have a little Asian music playing behind it in your home, and you think it's all good. And there's a demon waiting to take hold. Let me tell you, I celebrated when I seen when I seen the Most High destroying these idols, because I know spiritually what's behind it. Right? Let's go Deuteronomy 32:8 again. Let's read that.
Yes, sir. Deuteronomy 32, verse 8.
Come on.
When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel.
That's 70. Read.
For the Lord's portion is his people.
The Most High's portion is his people. So it was meant for God's people to serve the living God, the God who created the angels, and not do an end around by disrespecting him.
Worshiping angels.
By worshiping fallen angels, fallen gods, and their offspring.
Nephilim. Their offspring is Nephilim.
All right. So
Nephilim are giants, and their spirits become demons on the earth. The Bible tells you.
this was a way Satan could do what? Create a go-between us and our God. Now, of course, Satan would create this because why? All of the fallen spirits are automatically subjected to him. So if you follow the idols who are subjected to him, you are now under his will.
Do what thou wilt.
You got that? You're under his power now.
Son.
And this is why God
That's Satan's mantra, bro. Do what thou wilt.
said, Israel, stay away.
Gentiles, heathens. And that's when you're going to start sacrificing kids and shit. Trans and gay and all this. That's what happens.
From the idols. It's a form of control. Under the spirit of invocation and order according to their witchcraft. If you bring their idols into your home, if you worship them, you're now subjected to the priest of Satan, who can now use that indirectly to control you.
Yep.
For the Lord's portion is his people. Read.
Jacob is the lot of his inheritance.
Jacob is the lot of God's inheritance. See, we belong to him.
Jacob, not Esau. Esau is the Romans, the Jewish people today. Jewish people are Romans. Jewish people are Romans from Esau.
I don't care about your Buddha stories.
Black people in America are the real Israelites. Jamaicans, Mexicans, Native Americans, real Israelites. Not Africans. Africans are Hamites. Abraham is from Shem, not Ham.
I don't care how much tranquility and peace that gives you. Okay? Even the tree of good and evil had good in it. I don't care how many Asian flutes you play behind your Buddha. I don't care how good the incense smell next to your Buddha. There's a demon behind it. There's a fallen angel behind it. Know your quote-unquote religious history. Idols were always used as a go-between to separate mankind from the Creator. It's dangerous.
Yeah.
Has always been dangerous. Let's go to Deuteronomy. Let's go to Exodus 23. And listen, and believe it or not, even though it's wicked as get up and go, it's wicked as get up and go, but I can understand to some degree why the other nations does idolatry. It benefits them as a nation. Now, of course, when Christ returns, he's going to smash it all, and it's coming down now, right? But to some degree, I can understand why the other nations deal with idolatry and paganism and all that, because it benefits their civilization and society over us. There's a benefit for them. They can use their idolatry to put us under subjection. They're power hungry. Now, will there be a judgment for it? Absolutely. But all in all, for the life of me, I don't understand why our people do it. It has never benefited us. Idolatry have never benefited us, folks. And I need you to think about this. Why do you think there's so many different religions in our community? Why do you think that? You can't go into one of these rural communities where it's predominantly white people and see a Buddhist temple, an Islam temple, a Hindu temple. We're being inundated with idolatry, and it's intentional. An African temple, it's intentional. So can't you see that they've weaponized the dark arts against God's people? They've weaponized the dark arts. The dark arts is bringing a demon into your home without even recognizing it. Idol. Let's go to Deuteronomy 32, Elder Lawyer. And let's start at the 20th verse, if you will.
Yes, sir. The book of Exodus, chapter 23, verse number 20.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Behold, I send an angel before thee to keep thee in the way, and to bring thee into the place which I have prepared.
Hold on, let me get it here. 23 and what?
And 20.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate it. Now, since we understand angels came down, right? Doing the Most High doing the Most High's bidding, separated the nations, right? But Abraham and others understood it was our God behind the destruction of the Tower of Babel. Abraham wasn't going to look at those angels who came down and did that and say, you know what? Let me make an angel to Moroni. Let me make an angel to this guy and this angel. This is how witches and warlocks operate, folks. They worship each angel or spirit within nature. They hide it by calling it, I'm a naturalist. I worship, our religion is nature. We worship the springs and for the rain and for the sun, and see that? Well, what they're not telling you, all of these were originally in angelic form. These are angels they worship. So when you hear someone say they're a spiritualist, oh, you are a priest or priestess for demonic activity. You are a go-between. You are a doorway between the dark world and this world.
Yep.
Oh no, it's about nature. They're sitting there looking at you, not blinking. It's about nature. The demon have already took host. No. What they're not telling you is what? The secret rituals and rites they do in private to these different spirits. And of course the spirit will do a few good things for you. They'll throw you a carrot. They'll give you a few things. But at the end, your soul is required. See? Let's read it. And behold, I send an angel before thee,
to keep thee in the way, and bring thee into the place which I prepared.
Now the angel the Most High sent before us in Egypt, coming out of Egypt, was Christ. That was Christ. People say, what? Yeah, folks. You have to realize angel comes from the word El, power. Well, Christ was the highest power in heaven at this time. The intercessor, the messenger. I know people saying, hold up, man. What is this guy Elder Ricard is talking about here? Christ? During the time of Moses? Let's break it down. Elder Lawyer, let's get the precept here. You're going to learn today. And check it out. Even Christ, when he came on the earth, amongst the disciples, when they asked, well, how do you pray? He didn't say, oh, pray to me. I come in Egypt, coming out of Egypt, was Christ.
Yep. They said it's a precept. That rock was Christ. When we came out of Egypt, that was that rock.
They'll throw you a carrot. They'll give you a few things.
So that's the New Testament confirming that Christ was in the Old Testament, by the way. That's a precept right there. We came out of Egypt, Christ was there.
But at the end, your soul is required. See?
Because Christ is the three witnesses in heaven. The Son, Father, Mother, Son, you the Son. It became the flesh, obviously, with through King David's seed, became the flesh. That's it. Right? He and only Joseph as King David, only Joseph.
Let's read it. And behold, I send an angel before thee,
to keep thee in the way and bring thee into the place which I prepared.
Now the angel the Most High sent before us in Egypt, coming out of Egypt, was Christ. That was Christ. People say, what? Yeah, folks. You have to realize angel comes to the word El, power. Well, Christ was the highest power in heaven at this time. The intercessor, the messenger. I know people saying, hold up, man. What is this guy Elder Ricard is talking about here? Christ? During the time of Moses? Let's break it down. Elder Lawyer, let's get the precept here. You're going to learn today. And check it out. Even Christ, when he came on the earth, amongst the disciples, when they asked, well, how do you pray? He didn't say, oh, pray to me. I come to do the will of my Father. See? He said what? This is how we pray. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. The Most High's kingdom coming. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Heaven is coming here. My Father's kingdom is coming here. It was man who turned Christ into an idol because they was used to operating, that's right, folks, in worshiping fallen angels. Since the
Yep.
of Babel. Christ never said worship him. Let's break it down.
Yes, sir.
Let's read it. And we going back to Exodus chapter verse.
1 Corinthians 10 and 1.
1 Corinthians 10 and 1, that angel was Christ. How do we know this?
1 Corinthians 10 and 1.
1 Corinthians 10 and 1, that angel was Christ. How do we know this? Read.
1 Corinthians 10 verse 1.
Come on.
Moreover, brethren, I would not that ye should be ignorant how that all our fathers were under the cloud.
All of our fathers were under the cloud. This is the Israelites coming out of Egypt. This is an Israelite by the name of Paul explaining what happened to our forefathers coming out of Egypt. I would not that you should be ignorant how that all our fathers were under the cloud. Read.
And all passed through the sea.
And we passed through the Red Sea. And there's proof, archaeological proof that happened. Okay? I'm going to be going into that in this.
Yep. Got chariots at the bottom of the Red Sea. Now, why would chariots be at the bottom of the Red Sea? In the middle of the Red Sea. Because the water was split, and they were chasing after the Israelites. Mosai closed in on them, and they drowned. They sunk. A horse and a chariot in the middle of the Red Sea. Let's be realistic. We know that's biblical, right?
Academy. Read.
Verse 2.
Let's be logical and not biased. Because you're programmed to believe that it's just a religion. It's just a belief. It's not real. It's just a story. That shit's real, bro. You just don't want it to be real. There's all kinds of proof, physical proof in the world of the Bible. Sodom and Gomorrah, giant Nephilim skeletons, all kinds of crap.
And were all baptized unto Moses.
All that Moses, 12 pillars, Mount Sinai, all that shit there too.
We were all baptized unto Moses. What does that mean? That means we had to go through water to be saved. The Most High moved the waters, 2 walls, and said we must go through water to be saved. Like manna, we must come through the baptism of Christ to be saved. Anyone is telling you that the baptism isn't a prerequisite for the kingdom of heaven are from the pits of hell. They're the devil's agent. If they're telling you that you can choose whether or not to do it, they're evil. How many people would have made it if they stayed on that side of the water where Pharaoh was? It was no choice. Either you go through the water or die. Like, well, I don't necessarily have to, follow Moses through the water, right? There's a choice. There's a chance I can still live if I stand right here, right?
What about this? It's just water.
It's just water. Trying to downplay water when all of life came out of water, including the earth. Oh, it's just water. It's just a bath. Downplay it. Well, why did Christ take a bath before John the Baptist? So when these devils try to downplay Christ's first work in the earth, where even the Most High had to co-sign by saying, "This is my son in whom I'm well pleased," giving you the entry into his kingdom. The Holy Spirit was there, God was there, and Christ came out of that water, and it says what? "This is my son in whom I'm well pleased." If you get a demon that's telling you that you have a choice to do what Christ did, you're dealing with an evil usurper. When you hear someone say that, run. Run. Well, what about the men? What about the men that was hanging on the cross next to Christ? Christ says, "Come into my kingdom." You see how they take the exception that proves the rule? Yeah. Okay, that's the exception. So if you're hung on the cross next to Christ, and he say, "Come into paradise," yes, you don't have to be baptized. That's the exception that proves the rule. As if he could come down and get baptized hung on a cross. And when you got to use these excuses to try to jump over what Christ requires, that lets you know you've lost. Why not just do what Christ said do? And we're all baptized unto Moses. Read.
Verse, and in the cloud and in the sea, verse 3.
Read.
And did all eat the same spiritual meat, and did all drink the same spiritual drink.
This is what I was saying. That rock was Christ. Like I said before. So yeah, Christ said, "No man shall enter in the kingdom. Should get baptized." That Pharisee snuck up to him at night. How can a man be reborn or whatever? Do we go back in our mother's womb or some shit? He said something like that. And he was like, "No, through water." Right?
The Spirit.
Get the Holy Spirit.
To meat was manna. The spiritual drink happened when Moses hit the rock of Gibraltar. Right? Read.
And did all drink the same spiritual drink, for they drank of that spiritual rock that followed them.
That rock that followed them.
And that rock was Christ.
That rock was who?
And that rock was Christ.
That rock was Christ. So understand this and understand it well. It was Christ sent to free the children of Israel from the throne. Okay? It was the Most High who sent Christ in this earth to guide us out, to tell Moses how to construct the Ark of the Covenant so that Israel would have what? That's right, a continual connection to the heavens on a daily basis within the earth. That was Christ saying, well, okay, I'm going to give you the ultimate communicator. Straight from the heavens, here's the Ark of the Covenant. Aaron, your sons, you hold this, and you'll be able to call us anytime from heaven. We're right here. We're right here. That was Christ. He was that angel. So all of you so-called Moses believers who claim that Christ isn't the Savior, well, guess what? Look at it clearly.
Those people are aware. Because during the time of Moses, it was prophesied there will be one greater than Moses that will come. And that will be Christ. So those people are like possessed by something, for sure.
Understand this. If you don't believe Christ was sent to lead Moses, you don't believe in Moses. Because Moses believed in him.
Yep.
What? Moses understood the power of Christ. Okay? Now let's go. The anointed. He was that angel. Let's go back. Let's go back. Exodus 32, Elder Lawyer. 23. I keep getting it backward here. I'm sorry. Exodus 23. Let's go down. What verse here?
We're at 20. Start at 20.
Let's do it.
Yes, sir. Exodus 23, verse 20.
Come on.
Behold.
Hit the like button, please. Read.
I send an angel before thee to keep thee in the way, and to bring thee into the place which I have prepared.
Read.
Beware of him, and obey his voice. Provoke him not, for he will not pardon your transgressions, for my name is in him.
For my name is in him. My name is in him. Christ said, I came not to do my will, but the will of him that sent me. Representing what? Our Father, the messenger. Read.
22. But if thou shalt indeed obey his voice, and do all that I speak, then I will be an enemy unto thine enemies, and an adversary unto thine adversaries.
Come on.
For my angel shall go before thee, and bring thee in unto the Amorites, and the Hittites, and the Perizzites, and the Canaanites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, and I will cut them off.
And I will cut them off. Now, all of these ancient nations of Canaan and others were known as what? Serious idolators. They used the dark magic that came with idolatry. Read.
24. Thou shalt not bow down to their God.
Now when we destroy these nations, you are not to bow down to their gods, because you're given the demon connected with the God entry. See? And now you become servants to the dark side. Folks, this is how it works. You become servants to the dark gods when the angels were made to serve us. They were made to minister to the image of God. Well, Satan twisted that. Through idolatry, it puts men under subjection to them. And men are willing to do it for what? For information. They're willing to become servants of Satan for information.
Yep. Alright. End it here.
Shall not bow down to their God.
And others were known as what? Serious. Read.
24.
Alright. 58 minutes. Read the Bible. Read the Bible.